Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Ilisha Mimi. For introduction, information governance or IG ensure that data is managed securely, accurately and complies with policies and regulation covering the creation, use, storage and disposal of information. Data ownership define responsibility and control over data to reduce security and compliance risks. In Malaysia, IG must comply with the Personal Data Protection Act 2010 or known as PDPA. Although compliance remains inconsistent, therefore, applying best practice from the GDPR helps strengthen accountability and data protection between organizations. Next is research objective. There are three objectives. First, to assess the significance of data ownership and accountability in information governance implementation. Number two, to propose effective strategy for ensuring PDPA and GDPR compliance. And lastly, to identify organizational challenge in establish roles and responsibility.
My name is Siti Noain. I will explain about the research question, which is the question number 1 is what role do data ownership and accountability play in the successful use of information governance in business? Question number 2 is about what are the main challenges to define specific roles and duties with data ownership and accountability? And the question number 3 is what strategy can organization use to guarantee compliance with data protection law like GDPR and PDPA?
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Shasha Nabila binti Muhammad Azman. So today I will present about research methodology. So the first one is what is document analysis. Document analysis is a method where we study documents like books, journals or report to understand and learn from them. This document can be printed or electronic, which this method can help researchers to get important information without interviewing people. So next, why we use document analysis. We use document analysis because it is easy to access and doesn't need to interview. It also helps us to understand how organizations manage their information and make decisions. Another advantage is that we can study past events or processes without relying on people's memory. About application in this study we focus on three main concepts, which is data ownership, accountability and information governance. We use journals, books and professional reports as our sources, and to find the right document we use keywords like data ownership, accountability and information governance in database such as Google Scholar, ResearchGate, Scopus and Web of Science. Document analysis helps us to collect useful information from documents and understand important concepts in our study.
So next is data ownership. Data ownership defines the right and responsibility for how data is collected, used, stored and shared. Organizations assign roles such as data owner, data steward and data custodian to support effective data management. Based on the author, clear data ownership ensures data accuracy, security and legal compliance. It's reducing risk of misuse and breach. So, clear data ownership strengthens accountability and ensure compliance with regulations such as PDPR and GDPR. Unclear data ownership increases risk of data breach, error, regulatory non-compliance and weak accountability. Now let's focus on data accountability. So first purpose of accountability is ensure that responsibility from data ownership are fulfilled and demonstrable, covering data security, accuracy and legal compliance. Second, evidence of compliance. Based on ICO, organization must not only follow regulation but also provide proof through documentation, access control, audit and data processing records. Next, roles and responsibility. Specialized roles like Data Protection Officer (DPO), Information Security Manager and Chief Data Officer (CDO) monitor data management and enforce compliance. So next is risk of weak accountability. Unclear responsibility structure can lead to data breach and lawful disclosure as seen in Facebook, Cambridge Analytica and Ashley Madison. Lastly, context is in Malaysia vs GDPR. In Malaysia, accountability under PDPA 2010 is inconsistent, while GDPR mandates clear roles, documentation and continuous compliance practice.
So next is compliance and data regulatory. Compliance and data regulatory is important because in today's digital world, we know that most organizations collect data from many sources and in different formats. Managing this data properly is very important to keep it safe, consistent and reliable. Because without proper control, data can be misused, exposed to security risks or handled inconsistently. Next, what is data governance? Data governance is a set of policies and rules that guide how an organization manages its data. It ensures that data is accurate, consistent, secure, and easy to access. It also helps maintain data quality and define clear roles and responsibilities. And what is regulatory compliance? Regulatory compliance means following law, regulation, and standards set by authorities. In Malaysia, important regulations including Personal Data Protection Act 2010, National Archive Act 2003, Official Secret Act 1972. By having this compliance, it helps organizations to reduce legal risks and avoid penalties. For benefit of compliance and data regulatory, together, compliance and regulatory practices help organizations to protect sensitive data from breach, prevent unauthorized access, support better decision making with reliable information, share data confidently across departments and partners, build trust and accountability in the organization. With these strong compliance and regulatory practices, combined with data ownership and accountability, to ensure safe, legal, and well-managed organizational data. Now, I will share the findings of our research on information governance in organization. First, importance of data ownership and accountability. The analysis showed that the success of information governance depends a lot on data ownership and responsibility. Clear ownership and accountability ensure that data is accurate, consistent, and secure. This also helps organizations make better decisions and reduce risk. After that, we can see that many organizations face challenges in data governance, such as unclear roles, overlapping responsibility, and weak accountability in managing data. Also, storing data in different departments and complex structures make it harder to manage data properly. Solution for a framework of policies. Organizations can overcome these challenges by developing a clear data governance framework. They should establish data privacy policies and conduct regular staff training. This helps employees understand their responsibilities in protecting personal data. Audits and risk assessment. Organizations should perform regular audits and risk assessment by checking who has access to data, where the data is stored, and how data is used to identify gaps and prevent data breach or legal issues before they happen. For privacy principle, organizations can use privacy by design and privacy by default. Privacy by design means protecting data at every stage of developing system or products, while privacy by default it is to ensure that data is saved automatically and access is only allowed with consent. This principle can reduce the risk of data leaks and increase trust from users. For staff awareness and training, workshop and awareness programs are important to help staff handle data safely, understand risks, and stay updated on rules and security procedures. This regular refresher and keeping training records how compliance and protect the organization reputations. Effective information governance depend on data ownership, accountability, privacy measure, audits, and staff training. Following these practices ensure that data is safe and well managed.
I will explain about challenges in data ownership and accountability. So point number 1 is I will explain the complexity of data lakes. Data lakes store data in raw form and usually do not have consistent scheme or standardized metadata. Because of this, organization may find it difficult to manage, organize, and understand the data clearly. According to Nurul Huda Ahmad 2024, the unstructured nature of data lakes make it challenging to identify data ownership and assign accountability. Organizations may also struggle to track where the data comes from and how it being used. Besides that, when data is collected from multiple internal and external systems, issues such as different data format, data duplication, and unclear responsibility can happen. This issue further increase the complexity of managing data lakes. Next, point number 2 is regulatory compliance. Regulatory compliance is really important in managing personal data. According to Nurul Huda Ahmad 2034, explained that organizations have to follow strict rules like CCA and GDPR, which cover how personal data is collected, stored, shared, and protected. Managing all this data is challenging because it's updated and shared all the time. This makes it hard to track responsibility and ensure accountability, which can lead to trust issue and even legal problem. That's why organizations need clear rules, strong governance, and good monitoring to protect data and make sure they follow the law. So next, point number 3 is about data security and privacy. A big challenge in keeping data safe is that if there are no clear rule or no one in charge, the data can be seen, taken or leaked by the wrong people. According to the Nurul Huda Ahmad 2024, using advanced tools like analytics and machine learning can make privacy even more risky because personal information might be shown even if we try to hide who it belongs to. The impact of poor data security can be serious because organization can get finance, and more importantly, they can lose trust from people. Their reputation can also be damaged if sensitive information is not protected. To avoid this problem, organization need to someone in charge of the data clear rules and ways, and always to check the data. This help make sure data is safe while still being useful for decision making. So next, point number 4 is about ethical consideration. One of the data challenges is making sure data is used friendly and responsibility. According to Nurul Huda Ahmad 2024, this is not easy because modern data is very large and complex, and there aren't standard rule that everyone follow. A specific challenges is bias in data. For example, all data set may contain social bias, and if these are used for AI model or decision making, the bias can be repeated or even made worse. This can affect people unfriendly and harm the reputation of the organization. Because of these challenges, it's important for organization to clearly define who is responsible for data and set up proper governance. By doing this, they can make sure that decisions based on data are ethical, transparent, and maintain trust with the public.
So now, recommendation to address challenges in data ownership and accountability. So there are 4. The first one is metadata management and data process tracking. Organizations should implement metadata management and data process tracking. Metadata helps organize and describe data, making it easier to understand and manage, while data process tracking or data lineage show where data come from, how it changed, and how it is used. These practices improve accountability, transparency, and data security. Second is clear data owner responsibilities. Each dataset should have a clearly assigned data owner. The data owner is responsible for data quality, compliance, and access control. Clear ownership reduces data misuse and strengthens accountability within the organization. The third one is strict access management. Strict access management should be implemented to protect sensitive data. This involves defining who can view, edit, or use data and monitoring access regularly. Strong access controls help maintain privacy and build trust with users and stakeholders. And lastly, ethical guidelines and monitoring. Organizations should establish clear ethical guidelines for data use. These guidelines focus on fairness, integrity, and transparency. Continuous monitoring of data use and machine learning systems help prevent bias and ensure decisions are responsible and trustworthy.
In conclusion, information governance is important for organizations, particularly in ensuring clear data ownership and accountability. Data is a valuable asset that supports daily operation, decision making, and strategic planning. It must be managed secure and in compliance with regulation. Clear ownership define responsibility for data collection, storage, use, and protection, while accountability ensure these responsibilities are properly executed. Without well-defined rules, organization face higher risk of data misuse and information leakage and non-compliance. Strong governance practice enhance organizational performance and ensure long-term success and sustainability in a data-driven environment.